We've been here before, fighting the problems that fight back. But we can shift the status quo, because we see opportunities where others see obstacles. We're change makers and problem solvers, uniting over 1 million minds to address complex issues facing communities around the world, including yours. With passion and purpose, we've led the efforts to put an end to polio. Now eradication isn't just possible, it's plausible. Every day we're investing in a new generation of leaders so we can continue to provide access to clean water, tackle global health concerns, support education, and build the foundations of peace across borders. We're working together as partners and professionals while making friendships that last a lifetime. We're Rotary, and there's no limit to what we can do.
Welcome to the Rotary Club of Tulsa, where a bunch of great people are doing great things here in Tulsa and around the world. Thank you for joining us today. Who stole my hammer? I had to use a knife to ring the bell today. Come on, give it up. No? Okay. So today is National Coloring Book Day, which probably has no meaning, but where else are you going to hear something like that than the Rotary Club of Tulsa on a Wednesday? So more reasons to show up, more reason to show up. Okay, so let's take a minute to say hello to each other, handshake a little bit. Okay, we have a great program in store today, so let's get started. We have Stuart Price in the house, so we want to give him ample time. So Diane Peacock is going to lead us in invocation. Bill Miller is going to lead us in song and pledge, and then past President Karen Keith will introduce our visitors. Diane.
Thank you. May we bow our heads. Dear Lord, may we have strength to live fully this day. Let us be brave before its difficulties. Help us to have faith in other people who might be and think differently than we. Let us be strong and tolerant in spite of ingratitude, treachery, or meanness. Help keep our hearts clean. Never let us forget the joy of conscious integrity. Please give us the discernment to see good in all things. Inspire us with joy and gladness, and let us provide strength to our fellow man. We welcome Stuart Price as he explains progress in our great city, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Thank you for this food, and again, for this day in our lives together. Amen.
Please join me in singing a cappella, God Bless America. So join in, right? God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Very good. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everybody to the Rotary Club of Tulsa, and I think Stuart Price is punishing me today because we have so many guests. This may set a record. So I want to welcome everybody, and I'll try to go through this list and recognize everybody. So Kip Lycum has a table full. If you would, please kind of stand up, and Kip, you join them. Amanda DeCourt. Robert Lycum, who is not actually here today, Megan Farley, Ken Busby, Lanny McIntosh, Ted Reeds, and nice group, Kip. Okay, wait, here we go. So we have lists, and Lynn, we have lists. So, okay, Alencia Reynolds and Ken Busby, Route 66, Lanny McIntosh, who else is on this? And I think that's it. Okay, thank you. I may hit these guys again here in a minute. We'll see. All right. Lynn Insarosh, she's with Phil Viles today, and she's at TU Law School. Thank you so much. Bob Rock, Dave, he's with Dave Moore, and he's retired WPX, so welcome. Daniel Regan, he's with the Price Family Properties. And Roger's got a couple of guests. Michael Moreland, who works with him. There they are. And so some more from the Price family. Linda Price, the CFO of Price Family Properties. And also Charlotte Brown. And she's the granddaughter of Stuart and Linda Price. Yay, Charlotte. And Mayor Bartlett, where are you? Yay, welcome. He's a guest of Del Dreyer. Tony Oliva has guest Lawrence Burley with Consulting Group. And Debbie Wells with Penwell. She's the guest of Linda Wilson. And Wendy Baker, she's a retired U.S. attorney. She's here with Michelle Place. Welcome. Matt Caitlin, he's here with Mike Homan. Yay. Greg Klein, he's also with Mike. So let's see how many times I can make you stand up. Okay. And Michael Farr, she's with Marlene Livideus. Yay, welcome. Good to see you. And Joe Neal, also with the Price family. And David Robin with the Price family. Lacey Taylor. This is a great group today. And yes, what is Resolute PR? Okay. Joni Stevenson has her guest Cindy Halsey. It's good to see both of you. And Zach Bynum has Bryant Bynum. All right. And Lori Finlayson, she's here with Mac. And Jackie Price, she's here with John O'Connor, and she's our Speaker's General Counsel and daughter. And also Karen Price, our Speaker's sister, who's a property manager for Price Properties. And David Larson. I've got three other names here. David Larson, Maisie Tyler. All right. And Bryant Tyler. So welcome all of you. Man, this is crazy. This is good. And there's more. Lauren Clifton, she's here with John Howland. Welcome. And Clark Wigley is also here with Stuart Price. All right. And Scott Stevenson is here with Stuart Price. I'm telling you, you set a record, Stuart. So, all right. We have some visiting Rotarians. Brian Jackson from Sand Springs. And Philip Jackson from Tulsa Sunrise. All right. and John Fothergill from Sand Springs. So welcome to everyone. Please come back. I know you're going to enjoy learning about all the great things going on downtown today.
Thank you, Diane, Bill, and Karen. Charlotte, with it being National Coloring Book Day, maybe you can get Granddad to buy you a coloring book after the meeting today, huh? Yeah, got the crayons. Good to go. Good to go. Okay, thank you, visitors. This is a great crowd. We love having visitors. We hope you'll feel welcome, and maybe we'll consider joining us in our quest to be good stewards of the city here. So now, please, if you will, please join me in recognizing and thanking this week's Rotary sponsors, David Wolfers with James Potts and Wolfers, and then Paul Baumann, Monty Curry, Gordon Greer, and Bill Miller with Bank First. Here at the Rotary Club of Tulsa, we're all about community service, but in our jobs, we mean business. So please join me in doing business with your fellow Rotarians. Thank you, sponsors. So in addition to today's sponsors, please join me in thanking our volunteers today whose committed service week after week makes our programs run smoothly. Thank you, volunteers. Okay, a few announcements now. Past President Jeff Hassel, I didn't see Jeff here earlier today. His father passed away recently. And so we have cards on the table for you to write Jeff a note and offer your condolences there. And then Rochelle Parker is not here today because her grandmother passed away Monday. So there's a card too if you can write her a note. Bless her heart with all that on her mind. She's still been working hard at the office getting ready for today's meeting and was sorry she had to miss. And we also have a card on the table for Richard Gibbs, who is recovering from surgery, I understand. So if you'll write him a note of encouragement. And then for Matt and Becky Davis, I guess Matt's father-in-law passed away, is what I understand, or is sick. Does anyone know? Help me out. No. Passed away this morning. Okay. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate that. So write Matt and Becky a note of condolences there, please. And then also we want to remember Stedman Uppman, former TU president, former honorary member of this club, who passed away. And so keep his family in your thoughts and prayers too, please. Okay, red badges and new members. Mark your calendars, please. On August 22nd, from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m., we're going to meet at the 810 building downtown for Yearling University. It's a great opportunity for you to learn more about our club, hear about our committees, and our focus. So hopefully you all can make that. And now, Royal Ales with RSU Public TV recorded and produced the IBA Awards banquet video. And it will be showing soon on RSU Public TV, August 8th at 7 p.m., August 15th at 8, and then August 29th at 9 p.m. And for you Cox subscribers, that is on channel 86. Dish, Direct, and AT&T, it's on channel 35. I've seen the video. They did a fantastic job. Royal, thumbs up. Thank you much. Good work. So we have a short promo clip just to kind of whet your appetite for this, if you'll roll that.
Join us for the 24th Annual Henry P. Iba Citizen Athlete Awards with special guests Shannon Miller and Chris Herron. The Rotary Club of Tulsa will honor area athletes who work as hard for us and our community as they do on the playing field. Watch Tuesday, August 8th at 7 p.m. only on RSU Public Television.
Yeah, tune in. Thanks again, Royal. Appreciate that. Rhonda, will you stand up, please? So, am I like the last person in this club to know that Rhonda got married recently? So I'm out. Yeah. her and Bart got hitched, and I was out trolling her on Facebook like last night, and I'm like, wow, Rhonda's married. So congratulations, Rhonda. We're so happy for you. So happy for you. Okay, we have one committee meeting after Rotary today. Club Foundation grants in room 234. If you're not on that committee and have an interest in it, Stephen Robards would love to have you involved. So jump in. Sir Charles, you the man. Come on up. Are you having a good week, Charles?
Having a
You've
good
had a
week. This
busy
is pretty
week.
amazing. Did you see all the eyes out here? I counted like 359. But Ed kept winking at me, says 360.
Oh, okay.
It's freaking me out, man. Stop it. Okay. Anyway, welcome to Rotary, and here we go. We've got a fine right here from Mr. John O'Connor. John and his wife, Lucia, celebrating, and this picture is rather disturbing. I don't know, I'm not sure how John attracted such a beautiful wife by serving her fish on her face. I'm not sure, but it seems to work, and she's grown accustomed to it, so congratulations. And John has actually taken his $200. Last week we mentioned Adopt a School, and he is asking to put that money towards Adopt a School, so very good. Thank you very much, John. Now, this next slide is for President Mike Homan. I guess back on Father's Day, you found out something very exciting. And you were going to, yeah, well, Ryan had sent me a note, his son Ryan and his wife Meg, which I really want to say Meg Ryan, it'd be a lot easier to remember it that
His
way.
wife, Casey.
Yeah.
Casey.
Is it Casey?
Casey.
Where did Meg come?
Megan's the daughter.
Megan's daughter. Gosh, I swear, I
That's
didn't get
okay.
invited to the ancestral
That's
meeting.
okay.
So
You're good.
Anyway.
Yeah, we'll get you some
You'll help me
family
out there?
events. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, so you're going to be a grandfather, so I figured we could all help you. I know we don't want to go with Grandpa, right? Grandpa's kind of boring, and Granddad, you know, I think you're just too hip for this. So I'm thinking Certified G. Do you guys like Certified G?
I can dig that.
Can
Yeah,
you do
that's good.
Certified
I
G?
like
What
that.
about Big Papa?
I'm like way too young to be whatever that.
Well, that's what
whole-
amazes me. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
anyway, so I'm going to
Ginger
stick
and I
with
married like really young. So.
Certified G. That's what I'm
Certified
gonna-
G. I
In
like
fact, I think I'm going to call you that all the time. In fact, I'm changing out my address book
Is this
right
going to
now.
cost me money? Is that?
Yeah, it's going to cost you. I just haven't figured out how much, especially for the naming rights. Okay. The next one we go on to is Rotary Exchange. This is really kind of neat. Our friend Brian Bovard has donated $75. These two young men, Ian and Pablo, were visiting, and I hate to admit it, I don't remember the city because Brian wrote me War and Peace when he sent this email out, and I really couldn't figure out where. But anyway, I think it's in France. And anyway, just by accident, these two dudes hook up. They're both Rotarians, obviously an Oklahoman flag there as well, so it was really neat. And Brian just wanted to bring it. It's a neat thing at our Rotary Exchange, so anyway, so good deal there. And for my Sarge photo of the week, I know the world's having a lot of problems right now, and we're all trying to get along together. But one thing we have the Miss Universe titles. Earth has won 62, and the universe has won none. So go. All right, thank you very much. Just to remind you, here's my information. We'd love to hear from you to raise some money for the foundation. You'll have a wonderful Wednesday.
Thanks, Charles. No song this week? Rest in the pipes? Okay, that's cool. We appreciate you. We still love you. Okay, Stuart, we're going to get you on a little early today, so that's good. So, yeah, lucky you all. Okay, Rotarian of the Day today is Carl Vincent. Carl moved to Tulsa from Florida, Pensacola, Florida, to attend Oral Roberts University. At Oral Roberts, he received his bachelor's and master's degrees, and after that, he attended night school at the Tulsa University School of Law and got a degree from TU in 1991. Carl has worked in the commercial real estate industry in various capacities since 1985, and he is the principal broker of Corporate Realty Advisors. Now, Carl has spent almost 20 years as the Tulsa portfolio manager for industrialist billionaire Phil Ruffin, which I had no idea that dude owned property in town here. of interest is that Carl got to attend Carl Ruffin's wedding at the now famous Mar-a-Lago Country Club in 2008. And who was in attendance but now President Donald Trump, who was the best man and hosted the wedding, obviously. And I think I can verify, and I'm not sure how you know this, I don't know that I want to know how you know this, but Carl has verified that Donald Trump's hair is the real thing. And I think we have a picture of that, hopefully, maybe. There we go. There's Carl with Phil and the Donald. So Carl, come on up here.
Thank you, President Mike. Our speaker today, Mr. Stuart Price, recently spearheaded the acquisition by Price Family Properties of the 13 building, 2.1 million square foot can bar portfolio in Tulsa. It was formerly owned by Maurice Can Bar, a California investor and philanthropist. Mr. Price acquired that portfolio with the idea of revitalizing it for the benefit of Tulsa. As former president of TCC, Tom McEwen, who's also been a speaker here for us, reminded us Mr. Price was an inspiration for the Tulsa Achieves program, which provides college education for Tulsa high school graduates. He and his wife, Linda, who stood up a little earlier, helped fund and endow a program that pays for the textbooks for those Tulsa Achieves students. Formerly a member of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, Mr. Price has served as the chairman of the Tulsa City Parks and Recreation Board, trustee of the University Center at Tulsa, member of the Rogers State College Foundation, and national co-chair for fundraising at the University of Tulsa College of Law. He was a nominee for U.S. Congress District 1 in 1994. And his family is a $1 million donor for the Gathering Place development currently underway on Riverside Drive. He's a graduate of my alma mater, the University of Tulsa College of Law, member of the Oklahoma Bar Association, and he received his undergraduate degree from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. He heads the Price Family Properties, and family is in that name for a reason. Daughters Nikki and Jackie recently left successful careers in New York to come back to Tulsa and join their father in working this business. Mr. Price has 4 children, 3 grandchildren, one of whom you met a little bit earlier. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Stuart Price.
So I showed up today, and Carl gave me the rules for speakers of the Rotary Club. It said, Stuart, you can't talk about politics. You can't offend anyone or any interest group. You can't tell any racy stories. And finally, you can't promote your products or business. That being the case, I'm concluding my remarks now. I'd like to thank you very much. Have another problem. All right, then. Hey, first I'd like to thank everybody for allowing me to speak today. I have a lot of friends out here. Thank you for showing up, and you know me, and I'm surprised that you showed up. But I'd like to start by introducing to you my favorite Rotarian. And let's see if you can pull that up. Boom. That is my father-in-law, Paul Mitchell. He's 91 years old from Waterville, Maine, and he sends his greetings to his fellow Rotarians. You know, Paul says, he says, if you ain't living, you ain't giving. He's lived a long life and he's given a lot. But I want to say at the outset that the people in this room give it up for our community every day. Thank you for all you do on a daily basis and continuing basis. Now, a little bit about me. I like this one. That's me. I came to Tulsa on an incredibly hot day in 1979 with the clothes on my back, a steamer trunk, and a cashier's check to pay tuition at the University of Center School of Law. Now, the dean of the School of Law is with us today, and Dean, I can tell you I have another check to give to you if you promise not to tell everybody what my grades were at the University School of Law. So I want to take a serious moment to talk about our community and how it's affected our family. We did come here in 1979, and we are so grateful to this community for welcoming us. You welcomed my wife, Linda. We were allowed to study, raise our children, start many businesses, and we're forever in your debt. But it says something about this community, because I believe this is a community that if you work hard, you have a goal, you will be welcomed by this community. And I just wanted to get that off my chest, and just want to thank everybody for being so meaningful to my family and to me. Well, we purchased the downtown properties from Maurice Canbar. There were those who assumed that we were the Price family from Bartlesville, the family that built Price Tower by the famous architect Frank Lloyd Wright. Well, that's not us. Or the Price family from Oklahoma City who built pipelines across America, and that's not us. And no, we're not the founders of Priceline. All right. We are the Avery, Oklahoma Price family. My friend Mike Turpin, who spoke here, he said that facts tell and stories sell. So if facts tell and stories sell, at my age, one doesn't know when he's going to give his last speech. So I'd like to tell a story about the Price family. In 1922, my father, George Andrew Price, was born in Avery, Oklahoma. It's a town near Cushing that no longer exists. It's classified as an Oklahoma ghost town, defined as a town that's deserted and that no longer has any trace of civilization. My father was the third of 4 children, and at age 4, his father was tragically killed in an oil field fire. My grandma, Neva, raised 4 children by working as a maid, taking in other people's laundry, and selling sandwiches at noon to the local oil workers. This continued until she got very ill. And when my father was 12 years old, Grandma Neva got very sick, and he and his 8-year-old brother had to go to an orphanage in Kansas. They were there for over a year until she recovered and they were reunited. He graduated from Cushing High School. He attended Oklahoma A&M in 1940 for a year. So Carol Craig, David Larson, John O'Connor, and the rest of you OSU Cowboys, you need to start treating me a little more like family. He served in the U.S. Army during World War II, attaining the rank of sergeant. And yes, Karen, as you know, my sister, he taught his children to bounce a quarter off a tightly made bed. In the 40s, he flew a single-engine plane and dropped down on the field right next to his mother's home in a field in Oklahoma, to the delight of his neighbors and friends. Through the GI Bill, he graduated from the University of Tulsa. Go Hurricane. He studied and skied at the University of Grenoble in France, studied English literature at Columbia University, and acted off-Broadway. He traveled the world, and he met my mother and married her, a nurse studying in New York City, and they headed to California to start their lives and chase their dreams. And they ran out of gas in Denver, Colorado. His dreams were severely constricted when they tallied in quick succession 5 children, all of whom required nutrition and health care. He learned the art of self-performance. He was a certified electrician, plumber, adept at automotive repair, and he built clocks and furniture. Folks, My father, George Price, he worked in a warehouse and he never made more than $5 an hour. But he left his 5 children with a priceless inheritance. He told each one of us, he says, you will get a college degree. It will be meaningful to you and your family and your community, but you'll have to pay for it yourself. He said, our advantage is we don't have an advantage. But little did he know we had the greatest advantage ever. We had a father from Avery, Oklahoma, because growing up with George Price meant we learned the value of hard work, intellectual curiosity, love of country, family, and community, and always trying to keep a good name. So, there's the old truck. So, it is true. I wasn't going to say it, but his other inheritance was he gave us a 1/5 interest in a pickup truck, and my brother Robert drove it off in 1982, and we haven't seen it since. So, now, here's the People magazine part of downtown. Everybody talks about Maurice Canbar, but I have met him, I have been his partner, and this is a real cool cat. He's 88 years old. He lives in a $100 million home overlooking the Golden Gate Bridge in the San Francisco Bay. He's known as an investor, inventor, philanthropist, and entrepreneur. But what he's really known for was the creation of Sky Vodka. Now, if you believe like I do that necessity is the mother of invention, Maurice's necessity was he kept getting severe headaches when he drank his vodka martinis at lunch. So he went to his doctor, who had a little bit of background in chemical engineering. He said, Maurice, I think if you distill that several more times, you may get some of the chemical impurities out of it and lessen your headaches. Well, he did. The headaches subsided. Maurice, being the inventor, he put it in a blue bottle. He misspelled sky by adding an additional Y. And he went to the pay window for $350 million when he sold the brand Sky Vodka. So, now what did he do with that money? Well, on a manic spending spree, he came to Tulsa. In 2005 and 2006, he cobbled together 18 buildings, spent $127 million, mostly historic Art Deco buildings, built in the 20s when we were the oil capital of the world. He still describes it as the worst deal he has ever made in his entire life. And I'm working very hard and hoping that it's not the worst deal of my entire life. So 4 years ago, I purchased a minority interest in the Canbar portfolio, 2.1 million square feet and 13 buildings. We've invested millions of dollars adding parking, keeping up our properties, making them more energy efficient, updated elevators that Carol Craig can attest to, because when they used to be at the Summit Club, there was this joke that said that when you were at the Summit Club, it was only 30 minutes to downtown. So, but that was before we put in new elevators. Okay, so we've upgraded mechanical systems and we've increased exterior lighting. We've landscaped our buildings with 5,000 planted begonias. Begonias. I just like saying the word begonias. But I hope that you think we've prettied up the neighborhood a little bit. At Price Family Properties, our goal is to be the best real estate company and management company in Oklahoma. We're the stewards of some of Tulsa's most awesome historic buildings, and we strive to wow and delight our tenants on a daily basis. But we have some rules, as you know. We have taught and lived the don't pass rule. We don't pass the people who are tenants in our buildings without saying hello and asking if we can help them. We don't pass our fellow workers without saying hello, and we don't pass anything on the ground or in our buildings because we try to keep our properties cleanly. If something's broken, we stay there until it's fixed. We don't want to pass it on to somebody else. Now, I'm kind of proud of this. We've put 9 new American flags around and up on our buildings since we took over 7 months ago. And I'm hoping that all the building owners in downtown will fly Old Glory and make Tulsa the most patriotic city in America. So, Ronald Reagan gave a speech, and it's one of his most popular speeches. And he said that the real heroes in America, they turn on the lights of the factories in the mornings. They watch the sun rise on the farms that feed us. They fire up the jets, the buses, and the cabs that power our economy. The real heroes at Price Family Properties, David Robinson and your group, they're with us today because they get there early, and if it's hot, they turn on the chillers. If it's cold, they heat up the boilers. They keep the sidewalks clean for safe passage. They cover our security desks and clean buildings. The real heroes are with us at our tables. You introduced some of them, Karen, and I appreciate it. But I want to give a hero's welcome not only to David and his group, but as we create this fabric, this dynamic fabric of downtown, you have to also say, shout out to the people who power John Bumgarner's beautiful buildings on 4th and Boston, John Snyder's hotels and apartments, Jay Helm and Steve Gansko's wonderful apartments, the Patel's hotels, Elliot Nelson's restaurants, George Kaiser's museums, lofts, businesses, as well as those workers that open up BOK, the Drillers Park, and the thousands of construction workers that build them. And don't leave out our city and county employees that live and work downtown. Those are the real heroes in this dynamic village that we call downtown Tulsa, and I'd just like to give them an applause, if it's okay. Now, so over $1 billion has been spent downtown developing, and close to $500 million will be spent at the Gathering Place. Hey, Tulsa continues to amaze, and I look forward to the future. Now, violating rule number 4, I'd like to tell you about my properties. So it's really kind of easy. We have about 7 buildings, 1 in transition, that are office buildings, 1.7 million square feet, and the remaining are apartments or what we call residential. So I will blow through this really quickly. I have time? Okay. I'll blow through this really quickly just to give everybody a feeling on what's going on downtown, because there's some things happening, and we're proud of these buildings. First Place Tower. All right. So this is a trophy asset, 620,000 square feet, 41 stories. It's home to the second largest gas public utility in the country, One Gas, Sampson Resources, law firms, tech companies. And we predict that by the end of the year, this building will be at 80% occupancy, and there will be a parking garage that will be under construction, 519 spaces. Let's go. Bank of America. It's another trophy asset, one of the wonderful buildings in downtown, 288,000 square feet, 288 parking spots. It's 92% occupied. It's home to Laredo Petroleum. It's home to the Summit Club, and it's home to the great law firm Newton O'Connor. And we continue, John, to shine that diamond for you every day. Park Center, 188,000 square feet. Used to, I think Prudential was in there. Has a really pretty lobby. This is home to several law firms, Richards O'Connor, Barber and Bartz, Rheingold Fist, Atkinson, Haskins. I didn't get a waiver from any of these people, John. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble. But I believe that there's going to be an incredible parking solution that will allow this building to be full within the next year. Now, the Philcade. Does everybody, just show of hands, who's been into the Philcade lobby? Just by a show of hands. Oh my gosh. I'm so in love with this building, I'm not making any money. It just, you know, but we're getting there. It's a building, it doesn't know what it wants to be when it grows up. It doesn't know if it wants to be retail, residential, or office, but we're getting there. But this is one of the more incredible lobbies and pieces of architecture in our town, and we're very proud to have it. We will be starting renovation on Wade Phillips's penthouse apartment on the 14th floor, and I invite everybody to come up when we finished it because this guy's a real hero of mine, and it's really kind of fun. My real name is William Price, and so we haven't had to change any of the doorknobs or any of that. So I want to share something because Tulsa's such a great community, but kind of started, we stand on the shoulders of the people who are here before us. But Wade Phillips's famous quote is, "The only things we keep permanently are the things we give away." And we're so much in gratitude to him and his family for what they've left us. The Petroleum Club. Okay, man, iconic building. I'm telling you, the top 3 floors, we have a high-tech company, consumer affairs, a lot of young, techie computer people that the young people understand what they're doing, but they seem busy, they seem to be making money. This building, this iconic building will be coming into the 21st century starting January 1st when we remod the elevators. We've done a lot of landscaping and improvements, but that's only about 50% occupied, and we hope to do better. Karen Keith, the Executive Center. Boy, we almost sold this to the county. We got close. But the truth be known, it's a great property. It's got a half a block of surface parking, and it may have had some synergies with the county. It didn't work out, but now that we've re-inherited the building, some very good things have happened, and we predict that this will be 100% occupied by the end of the year. We're resurfacing the parking lot, and kind of excited about that. Karen, thank you for not buying my building. Hey, one of the other architectural gems is the Pythian building. How can you not love this building? But this is so Tulsa. Think about this. In 1928, they started it, and it was going to be 13 stories, and it was going to be a dome that you've never seen on top, and there were going to be ballroom dancing. And you young kids don't probably understand this history, but 1929 happened, and the Depression happened, and they topped it off at 3 stories. So. But anyway, it's really an architectural marvel, and we're honored to have it. It's 100% occupied. We've got some restaurants there, La Sal's, which is a New Orleans concept. We just signed Oklahoma Joe's Barbecue, which will be open in the next 30 to 60 days. We have a deli there, and it's 100% occupied, and I think it's getting better every day. My last one is Main 1 and 2. I have some interesting news. So this old building that used to have a bowling alley in it, okay, that's what it was, a bowling alley. But now what we have coming from its offices, we have music. And I mispronounce this. People who pay me rent, I should remember their names and pronounce it correctly. Barthelmess. Thank you very much, Ken. Listen to Ken on the pronunciation, but we just had the grand opening last night, and I want you folks to understand this gem that we've brought to downtown, these young students of music, of vocal and instrumentation. They're coming with their instruments into our building. Across the street is the mini amphitheater of the Centennial Park. They're bringing music to downtown. They just had their grand opening last night, and we're so honored to have them. So on the office side, we're doing okay, and we're trying to do better every day. So the one thing we like to tell our tenants, hold us accountable, because we do make a lot of claims. Let's go to residential real quick, and we're almost done. Boom. The Trans-Oak building. That was the monument of lights in the 20s. The electric company had it. We turned it into 41 apartments, and I live in the top. Come visit anytime if you can get by security. No, I'm just kidding. There's not even that good a security. But I'm so proud of this building. This building has what we call architectural pedigree. It's the same Indiana limestone that out of New Bedford, Indiana limestone that the Empire State Building mined the same quarry. It's delicious, and Amanda can one day talk about how beautiful the architecture and the design outside is, but we're proud to have it. 41 apartments. I'll tell you about 3 real quick, and then we'll open it up for questions. There you go, right next to the Mayo, across from One Oak, next to the Beacon. That is going to be about 75 apartments, but it's really cool. The top 2 floors and the second floor have high ceilings, and we're going to invite and do something that's we think is we're taking a bit of a risk, because most of the apartments downtown are leased, and we're going to go from usually studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom. We're going to go to 3-bedroom, 3,300 square foot apartments in the top 2 and the second story there, and hopefully we won't miss the market. But we're very excited to be right next to the historic Mayo, across from One Oak, and we've already got some, we'll announce a nice retail tenant. So the Adams Building, I hope you read in the paper about the Adams Building. We're on that. We'll start demo in about 90 days, and it'll be up by the end of next year. Oil Capital. This is just one I have to talk to. This is just going to be workforce housing. There's no parking, but it's a great building, has great bones. I think it's one of the earlier buildings, maybe 1918. But we'll bring that to life. Give me an extra year on that one. And I love this story, though. Do you ever hear about the farmer who won the lottery? And they said, what do you do with your money? He says, I think I'll just keep farming until I run out of money again. I said, hey, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going and improving until we can't, because we love this city. So where are we headed next? Oh, here's my closing statement, okay? Since taking over, we've signed 200,000 square feet in leases. We believe 3,000 to 4,000 people stay in our buildings, work in our buildings every day, and that doesn't count the people who go to the retail establishments, the 1,700 members of the Summit Club. Hotels are multiplying downtown, and it is the place to live, work, pray, and play. We love the Cathedral District. Some good things are going to happen to the Cathedral District. I look forward. What's going on? We need to work on our parking issues. More to come on that, but I think it'll be solved and it'll be cool. Now, we have enough space with our surface lots to attract a large retail tenant. Don't say REI. But downtown, it's got great exits, entrances. How about this one? Anybody think of a Nordstrom's? It's just what we think. What can we do? Who can we attract? It needs to be a destination location there, right by TCC, because, folks, it is Route 66, and we got to make it a destination location. By the way, kind of bragging a little bit, can I? So I came up with the idea. I said, hey, I think that the pioneer woman from Pawhuska needs to have a Tulsa outpost. I want to report. I called them, sent them a package, emailed them, did the same thing over and over, haven't heard from them. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Hey, you've been a good group. Thank you very much for allowing me to talk today. If you guys have any questions, if you have time for it, I'm happy to share.
So if you have any questions after he gets a sip of water here, after all that energy he put into that speech, go ahead. Stuart, if you'll just repeat the question.
Yes, sir. What's the question? Oh, no. Yes, sir, Mr. O'Connor.
Tell us about attracting young people.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't say more about it. Hey, he says, that was a wonderful speech, Stuart. Could you please come back again soon? Just kidding. All right, he said, what are we doing to attract people downtown? Amazing thing, John. Amazing things are happening downtown, okay? I'm so proud of my daughter, Jackie. Jackie went to Columbia University, University of Virginia School of Law, practiced at the largest law firm in New York City, doing some M&A deals and financings. And she remembers her roots and the opportunities here, and she left everything to come be the president and general counsel of Price Family Properties. She brought her sister along, Nikki, and she's going to be one of our property managers. Daniel Regan, who was the chairman of TIPROS, is our leasing agent. He signs more leases than anybody in the game. It's just a snippet at our company what the future is. And without naming a CEO, the CEO said to me, Stuart, I want to be downtown. And you want to know why? Because the young people want to be downtown. They want to be close to the action. They think the worst thing that could happen to them is being in the suburbs on a Saturday night. That's his opinion. That's his opinion. But the point is, there's so many wonderful things that are happening here. I hope you saw that there was a publication that said Tulsa was the #1 place in America for a young person to start a new company. Number 9, I believe, Bloomberg in the nation for young people to be. Things are happening in Tulsa. I think the Tulsa Achieves program keeps people in the community. They say if you go to a community college, 80% likelihood you stay in that community. You got rent and you're dating somebody. I don't know why, but it's really true. What's the next question? John, thanks for asking. Yes, sir.
Stuart, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good to see you.
When you're talking about the Philtown,
Yeah.
does that also include ownership of the old Tulsa Club?
No, the old Tulsa Club, I forgot to mention that in my remarks, but Mr. Warren Ross is now turning the old Tulsa Club into a $25 million high-class hotel. He's demoed, he's moving up with it, and that's just part of the, the fabric of downtown. It's part of, I call it the quilt that we all weave together with our different dreams and ideas. But boom, but thank you. That's going to be a wonderful addition to, prepare it for the 21st century. Thanks for asking. Uh-oh, Marlene. No, let me do 2 because I want to see what Mr. Willis has to say. Go ahead, Marlene. Do you know? Possibly the Wade Phillips penthouse might be event space, but the answer there is no. We're doing some amenities in the buildings like workout rooms, and the young kids, they like bike lockers on the first floor of our building. So we're doing things like that, but thanks for the question. Okay, Michael, finish it out.
Stuart, so over the last couple of years, you guys have taken your properties from almost 0 residential to a whole bunch.
Yes.
Maybe talk about some of the local and state incentives that you've been able to utilize to help accelerate that.
Thank you. I think the best one in residential, I don't understand politics that well. Honestly, the best incentive really is the tax abatement incentive. And the tax abatement, what it does is it just delays for 6 years the collection of tax. They still get the same amount of tax, but when you put the $10 million investment, it goes from $10,000 a year to $200,000 a year. So it's not really taxpayer money. It is a delay on the improvements of full valuation on the improvements. That's the only one that I've been able to utilize, Michael, and I'm trying to learn about TIFs and those kind of things, but again, that's kind of out of my pay grade. Hey, I'm so honored to be here today. Thank you.
Stuart, thank you. You and your family are a blessing to this town. We appreciate the energy you're bringing into downtown. We really do. and know that more than a few of us are hoping for your victory. We're supporting you. So thank you for spending time with us today. So a book recognizing today's program will be presented to our partner in education school, Celia Clinton. The book title is The Busy Tree, More Landscaping. There we go. Past President Linda Bradshaw has something to say to us today.
Stuart, it's just wonderful to hear all the great things that are happening in downtown Tulsa. And every great downtown needs a great Rotary Club downtown, and that's us. And thanks for coming today and speaking. It was really great. I am filling in today for Terry Heritage. This would be her time to make this announcement, but I'm helping her make it. And 11 years ago, she and Mike Chittum had this idea of, we're helping the kids at Celia Clinton, so why don't we help the teachers as well? So they started a program 11 years ago, Adopt a Classroom, where as Rotarians we can sponsor or adopt a classroom, and for $200 at the beginning of the year, aid those teachers with financial support to get their classrooms ready for school. And it's a great opportunity for you as Rotarians to participate. And nobody does this announcement better than Terry. And I'm hoping in a couple of weeks she'll be here to share some of the news with you. $200, there's information on your tables. You can make your check, if you like, to the Rotary Club of Tulsa Foundation, a memo line to say adopt a class. And you can mail that to the Rotary office, or you can leave it on your table today, or you can give it to me or to Rochelle when she's back. So we appreciate that, and like I said, I hope Terry will be here to help you out with that, and I know that you will continue to support that. It's a great program. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Linda. Okay, upcoming programs. We're on a roll this year, are we not? Next week, 2018, a new era for alcohol sales in Oklahoma, panel discussion. We know that's going to be good. So last week when I first announced this, I heard some chatter in the back there, and I was like, what's going on? Well, my mole told me that the talk is that when we had Sally Smith, with the CEO of Buffalo Wild Wings here, we served Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know. We'll see. Come? Well, maybe. So the week after that, we have Michael Wallace, Tulsa's award-winning writer. Michael's going to speak to us about his just released, widely acclaimed historical novel, The Best Land Under Heaven, The Donner Party in the Age of Manifest Destiny. So that'll be good. And he'll have books for sale after that, too, that he'll autograph. So mark your calendars and bring guests. So thank you for attending today's meeting. Thank you for all of our guests. We appreciate you carving time out of your day to spend with us. Now I encourage you to go out, tell your Rotary story, and don't forget to bring a friend to Rotary next week.